Ms. Pelosi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader, for your...
Gentlewoman's recognized for how much?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. One minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for your leadership, Mr. McGovern. The gentleman just ended by saying to vote for this big, beautiful bill. This big, beautiful bill? Well, if beauty is in the eye of the beholder, then you, GOP, you have a very blurred vision of what America is about. Is it beautiful to cut off food from seniors and children? Is it beautiful to cut off 17 million people from health care? Is it beautiful to do this, to give tax cuts to billionaires in our country? Is it beautiful to take money from education and the rest? The list goes on and on. Dr. King nearly 60 years ago said, of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and the most inhuman because it often results in physical death. We come to this floor with the moral force of Dr. King's words in our heart. Let us not, with this bill, turn the American dream he talked about in a nightmare for America's seniors, the disabled, our children, our children, our children. Let us vote no on this shameful bill and throw a punch for the children.
Gentleman's time has expired. Gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to the distinguished gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. McDowell.
Gentleman's recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Speaker, today we take another big step towards delivering a course correction for our country. The American people sent us here with a mandate to fight back and deliver on a promise. That is what the One Big Beautiful Bill is. Americans should first know what my colleagues in opposition to this legislation are voting for and what they are voting against. Not passing this bill means a $1,700 increase in taxes for the average American family of four. Mr. Speaker, that might not be a big deal to the elites in Manhattan or San Francisco, but it does mean a lot to the people of my district in North Carolina. Not passing this bill means our Border Patrol officers and our Coast Guard won't have what they need to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly fentanyl. It doesn't stop there, Mr. Speaker. Opposing this bill also means protecting waste over purpose, fraud over fairness, and foreign interests over American strength. Mr. Speaker, I want to make sure voters in my district know what passing the One Big Beautiful Bill will mean for them. It means you get to keep more of your hard-earned money. It means that small businesses can spend more money on your employees instead of sending it to Washington. This bill will make our communities safer by making a historic investment in our border security. No more dangerous, illegal aliens parading around with no consequences. Mr. Speaker, this legislation is one of the most consequential items we will vote on. It is President Trump's agenda, and it is what we all told the people back home we would do. Now, the House must get it done, and I urge all of my colleagues to vote in favor of this rule. Let's choose our country over comfort and get the big, beautiful bill to the President's desk. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his time. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, the gentleman is from North Carolina. I know a senator from North Carolina who disagrees with everything he just said, and including a lot of hospitals in North Carolina that disagree with what he just said. I now yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Maryland, the distinguished ranking member of the Committee on the Judiciary, Mr. Raskin.
Recognized for 1 minute.
I thank the gentleman. Mr. Speaker, I found the preamble to this big, ugly bill. We, the billionaires, and our king, in order to deform and sicken our union, establish injustice, ensure domestic servility, weaken our people's defenses, undermine the general welfare, and reserve to ourselves and our posterity staggering debt servitude for eternity, do hereby instruct the Republicans in Congress to strip 17 million people of their health care, increase co-pays, deductibles, and premiums for everyone else, cut 42 million people off of nutritional assistance, increase the national debt by $4 trillion, trash renewable energy systems, increase our electric bills for the carbon kings, all to weaken and destroy the Constitution of the people of these United States of America. Please include this preamble in the legislative record. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentlewoman from North Carolina.
I reserve, Mr. Speaker.
Gentlewoman reserved. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 1 minute to the gentleman from California, the distinguished ranking member of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, Mr. Garcia.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, my Democratic colleagues and I believe in a country where we take care of our fellow Americans and the wealthiest pay their fair share. But Republicans are fighting for the biggest ripoff in American history and the biggest attack on our social safety net in decades. If this bill passes, 16 million people are going to lose their health insurance. They will take away basic food assistance from millions of veterans, seniors, and kids. Because of this bill, the poorest 10% of Americans are going to lose $1,600 per person on average, while the richer only get richer. It's a transfer from the poor and the middle class to the wealthiest. And it does all of this while increasing debt over $3 trillion. What happened to fiscal responsibility? That means that our grandkids will fund a tax cut for Elon Musk. Now, while I'm proud that we are defeating a number of extremely concerning provisions in this House bill, this is our last chance to stand up for our values. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this big BS bill. The American people are watching, and I yield back.
Gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Herodopoulos.
Gentleman's recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Promises made, promises kept. Voters wanted change for one simple reason. It was too expensive to live in America the last 4 years. Gas prices, rent prices, food prices up radically. So this bill is designed to help those very people hurt the last 4 years. People who earned tips, who earned overtime. People who earned Social Security get the big tax cut. And let's be clear here so the American public hears it loud and clear. The current tax rate on the wealthiest Americans is 37%. Under this bill, it remains at 37%. And at the same time, we're protecting the most vulnerable. Please read the bill. You'll see that seniors in nursing homes, unaffected. You will see that persons who are disabled, unaffected. Pregnant women on Medicaid, unaffected. And low-income kids, because their parents aren't making much, unaffected. Isn't it nice to see that Washington actually keeps its promises from the campaign trail? This is a welcome change just because Donald Trump said we're going to bring America back by putting more money back in their pockets instead of sending it up here to Washington, D.C. And he promised a secure border, 99% reduction in the number of people coming across the border illegally. That is action. And what are we putting in this bill? The money needed to make sure it stays that way. I'm proud to support this bill because I went to Washington for one reason: make promises, keep promises, and prove that the Republicans can lead and are willing to make sure that the great American comeback continues. And with that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his time. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I read the bill too, and I want to know why Jeff Bezos and multi-millionaires and billionaires are getting tax cuts. Last night I offered an amendment to let Trump's tax cuts expire only for people earning more than $1 billion a year, and every single Republican voted against it. I mean, what's that all about? Follow the money. Mr. Speaker, I now yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Mississippi, the distinguished ranking member of the Committee on Homeland Security, Mr. Thompson.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from Massachusetts for the time. Mr. Speaker, Republicans are openly bragging about how the bill kicks children and the elderly off Medicaid, nutritional assistance, and more, all to pay another tax break for wealthy Republican donors. But my Republican colleagues are not talking about the trillions and trillions of dollars their political giveaway is going to cost. In fact, Mr. Speaker, Vice President Vance has said historic levels of Homeland Security funding in the bill sweetens the deal for the devil. This bill means billions of American tax dollars to build a wall Trump promised Mexico would pay for. Billions of dollars for masked ICE agents to terrorize immigrant families who've been contributing to our country for decades, including law-abiding Marines and even American kids, and billions of dollars for DHS to continue obstructing Congress and denying due process to legal immigrants. My Republican colleagues may be fooled by one big ugly bill, but the American people are not. I urge my colleagues vote no on the rule and the underlying bill, and I yield back.
Gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2.5 minutes to the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Alford.
Gentleman's recognized for 3.5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Madam Chair, for your work on this. I raise today in support of the rule and in strong support of H.R. 1, President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Today, Mr. Speaker, we face a watershed moment for the American people. This Republican majority was given a clear mandate by the American people, the America First agenda. This bill is our opportunity to deliver on that agenda. H.R. 1 stops the largest tax increase in U.S. history while providing the largest tax cut for working and middle-class families ever. With no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and tax breaks for seniors. H.R. 1 protects the 87,000 Missouri farms and countless family-owned small businesses from double taxation by expanding the death tax exemption. The One Big Beautiful Bill reverses 4 years, 4 long years of Biden's open border policies with a generational investment in border security, including funding to complete phase 2 of the border wall. The One Big Beautiful Bill modernizes our armed forces for 21st century threats by properly preparing our military and funding the Golden Dome. H.R. 1 ends the progressive left's war on America energy by unleashing domestic oil, natural gas, and nuclear energy production, lowering energy costs, ensuring reliable and stable energy sources, and renewing not just energy independence, but making us energy dominant once again. Finally, H.R. 1 restores fiscal sanity by cutting almost $2 trillion in federal spending, rescinding billions in green news scam funding, and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse from numerous federal programs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a time for choosing. We can choose to side with the illegal aliens, unelected rogue bureaucrats, and fear-mongering from the America left, or we can choose to side with the American people and deliver on the mandate that they gave us back in November. I urge my colleagues to put America first, support the rule, and pass the One Big Beautiful Bill. And I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, cult much? That gentleman's poster says it all. It's not about American families. It's about one big party for Trump. It's about swelling up his ego. I now yield 1 minute to the gentlewoman from California, Speaker Emerita